name is Miranda, and today I'm here to review the most anticipated movie of my year, which is Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of one Harley Quinn. I think that's how you say the whole thing. This movie, like I said, has been my most anticipated of the whole year. I love Harley Quinn and I love Margot Robbie. Put them together, it's a party. Did that rhyme as much as I think it did? Probably not. But I have just loved the whole idea of Birds of Prey ever since it was announced. Obviously it was the comic book series, but this is kind of a new take on it with Harley taking center stage and different iterations of the characters like Black Canary, Huntress, Cassie Kane, and Renee Montoya. So I was super interested. I thought the trailers all looked so amazing, and not my one qualm, I was going to say my one qualm, but there were a bunch, but with Suicide Squad, is that so many people came out of that liking Harley Quinn and the Joker, and I was just like, this is not a healthy relationship by any means, and it is time we rectify that. And this movie is all about her branching out on her own, breaking up with that crazy clown motherfucker, and showing everyone that she is even more badass, even more smart, even more capable than he is. There's even an awesome moment in the film in the beginning when she says like she's the one that plans most of his heists, and then he's the one that takes all the credit for it, which was a very common theme with Renee that also happened with, where her old partner took credit for her case and became detective on that. So I really like this whole idea of just being underestimated. Everyone underestimated Harley. Everyone thought that, you know, once the Joker once they broke up, how his protection was gone, it was going to be so easy to get to her. And really the whole movie was about her showing and proving that she is a badass motherfucker, and you aren't going to get to her as easily as you think you are. And I really love how they portrayed her. They really let Margot Robbie shine in this movie as Harley Quinn and just be full on Harley Quinn. We got to see all facets of her, and I also really like that there was that reminder that she literally is a genius. She has a PhD, and I like how they would sprinkle in moments of when she would just read people like so quickly from her psychology. She did it with Roman when she was like narcissistic, but like read him. She did it with Huntress when she was like, you know, generally speaking, revenge rarely brings us the catharsis we think we need or something like that. And I just like that little moment because it was a character moment for her. It makes sense, and I feel like this was really so character driven and so awesome that I love how they included all these aspects of her. Like we got to see her kind of go through and feel like who was she without the Joker and be strong and be like, you know what, I'm gonna be okay. But then what really cemented her whole, like what started her whole journey was when she heard those people who I think were supposed to be her friends, I wasn't really quite sure, but they said that they didn't believe she was gonna be done with the Joker forever. Like she was just gonna go crawling back to him because she's nothing without him. Like they said, I think it was like something about like some people just can't stand on their own. So basically like Harley's nothing without the Joker is what everyone was thinking. Like she needs him to survive. And this whole movie was her basically proving that I don't need him. Like that's what started it. And I love the Joke's on You song that from this album. I had heard it before, but the way they put it in the movie I feel like was really cool. That scene where she decided to break up with the Joker once and for all and send him a message that they're done. And she sent probably the biggest message you could possibly think of in blowing up like their place. And I just love how that song fit into it and how like happy and content she was and like, I'm done. I think that was just such a great empowering moment for her and for us to see. It was so well shot and well done, and just like how happy and free she looked was absolutely amazing. I also, another character that I really loved in this was Black Canary. I want to see a movie for her just on her own because I feel like there's so much more to explore there, and I think she's a really interesting and intriguing character, and we only just got to see like a little bit of her powers at the end, so I would love to explore more. I think she was so cool and so badass, and I love her and Harley's relationship, how it's kind of like this antagonistic. I guess Harley's like that with everyone but Cassandra, but like this antagonistic kind of relationship. The only one I think we had gotten to see a bit more of would be Huntress. I feel like her backstory was kind of crammed in there very quickly, as it kind of had to be to fit in, but I feel like because of that we didn't get to connect with her as well, and I feel like she was the only one that didn't really feel like she authentically fit in. Like obviously she did because she was going after Roman and all that, but it just felt like her story kind of didn't fit as nicely into the puzzle since everyone else was kind of connected through this diamond, whereas she was not. So I feel like as much as I liked her and thought she was cool, I just would have liked to see her integrated a little bit more seamlessly, even though I did love when she showed up, killed Zaz, and then was just like, so I'm gonna go. That's all I needed to do. And they were like, wait, you can't leave yet. Like, that was good. I also really, really love the fighting scenes. I think they were so amazing, and I love especially the way they utilized Harley in these. They showed like a good mix of her brute strength, but then also her gymnastics, I feel like, more so than in Suicide Squad, where she was just like punching stuff. I loved, obviously, the scene in the booby trap at the end. That was really cool because I like how it was all these different people fighting and using their different techniques, but they had protecting Cassandra as kind of like their middle thing that they were all trying to, like, it kept them connected. So I feel like it grounded the scene and didn't make it feel so overwhelming, even though there were a lot of like action-y scenes happening. But I do have to say, I think my favorite action scene was in the prison when Harley was going to break Cassandra out. I loved how she used all the different, I don't know what you would call them, but I guess like weapons in her gun thing. Like the confetti cannon was so cool. The colored ones were really cool. I love that. And then I also loved just the fighting scene in general was awesome. When all the cells got open and the guys were all coming for her, like that fighting scene was so amazing with just the sprinklers coming on, so she was able to like use, like, it reminded me, I even said to my friend, I'm like, this is Tom Holland on Lip Sync Battle, because she was splashing the water and kicking, and I just really like how they showcased more of her fighting skills, I feel like, with the gymnastics and everything like that, and the flipping and all that. I think that was really cool, like when she flipped at the end onto the car that Roman was getting away in, that was really cool, and just like the whole scene with her skating and stuff like that. Like, I feel like they just incorporated more of her personality and a lot more of her like comic lore into it, which was really, really cool. I also really like, because obviously it's called Birds of Prey, but they were very careful in the script to continually refer to not just Black Canary but everyone else as like birdies, and like that was what kind of connected them, was like the birds, everyone thinks they're delicate, they're so easy to clip their wings, but they fought back and they showed that like, you ain't messing with us. And I was just like, respect, girls. And I really love the aesthetic of this movie too. Like, I think Black Canary and Harley were definitely my two favorite like outfits, costume design. They were so cool and I loved seeing them. I loved seeing all of Harley's different outfits, and Black Canary was so cool too. I loved Harley's apartment. I thought it was so cute and so perfect for her, and I loved that they decided to have the final scene, the big, well, not the final scene, but the big like ball blowout between all of them at the amusement park, because it made you think of the Joker, but then it was like Harley taking back her territory and being like, this is my place now, it's gonna keep me safe. And then the end scene, guys, was so good. I knew that I was gonna love her speech just from what we saw in the trailer, but hearing the whole speech, how he was being like, you're nothing without the Joker, like, I've been waiting for this to get my revenge against you, and now that he's gone, like, there's nothing that can stop me. And then she was basically saying, like, people follow you only because they're scared of you, but I'm the one they should be scared of, not you, not Mr. J, me, because I'm Harley freaking Quinn. And I was like, yes, Quinn! And then just like the way that her and Cassandra teamed up to take him down was so awesome. I know people have been like surprised that they actually decided to kill off a villain that was very interesting, but I think it made sense for the movie, you know? It's not like a Batman, it's not a Wonder Woman where like they're gonna be trying to take him in before taking him down. They're taking him down, and I honestly think like 100% he deserved it. And I just think this movie was so awesome. It definitely, like, if you want to talk about like male gaze versus female gaze, this movie tore the male gaze to shreds. Like, there was none of that. Even the scene in the club where that girl got her dress cut off, like, that was very well done, and then it wasn't like shock value to show anything. Like, she was still very covered up, and I appreciated that, because I feel like in another movie it would have been to show her in a bra and underwear, just showing her bra and underwear. But they were very like careful of what they did, and there was no like it would have been unnecessary to show that, and you still got the point across of how crazy and how like vulnerable you were making this girl feel without showing her tits and her ass. So like, I appreciated that. I just think it was such an amazing, amazing movie. I had such high hopes for it going in, and they definitely met those and even exceeded them in some aspects. Like, I feel like the girl group just worked so well together, and I love seeing Harley and Cassandra interact. I loved Harley and Black Canary and how Black Canary saved her at one point. That was really cool, because I feel like it just showed you this character dynamic of how, like, yeah, it's Gotham, but like us girls gotta watch out for each other. So I'm really hoping that maybe we'll get to see more of them in some capacity. I know we'll see Harley in Suicide Squad 2, but I'm hoping that Black Canary will come back. Huntress we could maybe get more of, even though we know a lot of her backstory. I think there's still a good chunk of time that would be interesting if they did want to make like a movie about it or something like that. I really, really love this movie, guys. It's so good, and the soundtrack is so amazing too. Like, I told you, Joke's on You, love that. But then Woman came on at the, like, towards the end, and when I tell you I screeched, like, this was me in the theaters. I was so like, that was the perfect cap to an amazing, amazing movie, is having that song in it. And I loved it so, so much. So if you've seen Birds of Prey, please feel free to leave your thoughts about it down in the comments. Also make sure this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Leave down your favorite parts, your favorite character, all that down below. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!